Welcome. Did you just watch the 6 best plants video where I hinted at having some plant secrets after my 10 years of trial and error and using Feng Shui? If not, no worries. You can watch these videos out of order. There's a whole series of videos about plants. But if yes, thank you for waiting. I felt it was best to just create this video in 2 different parts. And then I did this video, I filmed the whole thing once, I had the whole thing queued up, and more questions were coming in from that first video, and here I am redoing it again. This video is going to be a very real chat with you. I'm gonna be completely honest, it's been a little bit difficult for me to script this one out and a little bit difficult for me to come up with it because it's going to be very real and it's going to be very honest, and it might change a lot of what you know, what you've heard from different blogs and other videos. But this is me being bold and sharing my experiences and not just what everybody else hears and says, which I don't normally do anyway. But with plants, it seems to be a touchy topic. People with their plants are very protective and particular about their taste, and that's absolutely okay. This one's just a bit trickier. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all the different secrets that I alluded to and mentioned. I'm going to share those with you here. I'm also going to share with you answers to all the frequently asked plant questions like how many, where, is there such thing as too many, is it good for my personal energy number, all the plant questions. This is everything plants video. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jeanette Sizikowski, your go-to Feng Shui consultant. Daily, I work with the motivated, the successful, and the inspired to use Feng Shui in their homes to enjoy life's journey on the way to their many destinations. All right, here, by the way, here's a disclaimer. My notes are down here because, like I said, I'm filming this for a second time. This is going to be super honest and candid, and the first one was a bit of a tangent, and I overly shared, I think, and I want to bring it back down to the basics and the necessities to not overwhelm everybody. So I've got my notes here. So, all right, here's the secret. It's not an industry secret. It's more of a personal opinion based on observations and decades of experience practicing on myself, practicing with clients. I mentioned in that 6 plants video that I don't like to just list things and say things that I haven't experienced results with. There's enough proof or research I can trace back why it is that cure is recommended, or I've seen my clients have results with the different recommendations. I like to truly share with you from a place of experience and not just saying things to say things to get more likes or more follows. I want you guys to know that I'm truly coming from a place of authenticity and trust. And if there's anything that I say that you're like, no, I've done this and it's proven to be right and this has worked, then I'm totally open to hearing about it. I'm so early on in being your go-to Feng Shui consultant that I definitely know I don't know everything. There are Feng Shui masters and people who have been doing this for 50 years. And one day that will be me. So I'm totally open to learning more and hearing about your experience as well. So here's the big one. I don't believe that there's such thing as a lucky plant or a specific plant that can make you rich. And I know I said it, I've been honestly in my head and perfectionism and do I want to say that? Because how many freaking blogs are there and videos out there that say this is it, this is the one. I do believe that there are better plants than others. I have experience with people, them having issues with cacti and agave. So I do believe that there are better plants than others. And those are the ones I listed in my previous video. I have seen shifts in energy when using the wood element in the appropriate directions, in the appropriate quantities, in the appropriate care and way. We're going to talk about viney plants and that you'll understand more what I mean. And don't forget, I'm looking down at my notes. This was me downloading and to stay on task. So I do believe that there are better plants than others, and I do believe that plants play a major role in your Feng Shui. But I believe that all of it has to do more with how are you using the wood element? What is the intention behind the plant? Then specifically one type of plant that will unlock all the wealth and abundance for you. It's much more about the intention and the wood element itself. And I'll be totally honest again. I'll say that again. I got intimidated about making this video because while I have been using Feng Shui and doing it with friends and family for 7 years before I became a consultant, and now I'm going on 11, I was seeing all these blogs and articles saying this will bring you luck, this will bring you abundance, and I'm like, is there something that I don't know? So before I make this plant video, is there something that I don't know? Should I try like, what am I missing? And then I was like, you know what? No. We all have to ask ourselves, what is wealth to us? I always really aspired to make 6 figures, and I hit a point in my life because of Feng Shui. I've been Feng Shuiing for myself for the last 11 years, and I hit 6 figures very early in corporate. I got my dream job, and then I got another dream job, and now I'm in my other dream job that I didn't even know was my soul's purpose and my dharma. But I always thought corporate sales with lighting was my dream job, and I was making 6 figures. So we have to kind of ask ourselves also, like, what is wealth, right? And fun fact, when I was making that in corporate, I didn't have any plants. I had 1 fake plant and I had bamboo, because bamboo is very helpful for purifying and curing the space and the energies as well. But I did not have an abundance of plants. I didn't even have a money plant until 2023. And to be honest with you, I sort of got one because before I made this video, I wanted to try it, because like, why? We all want a lucky charm, we all want a cure-all, and I was like, well, man, let's see if this money plant really is the real deal. But as I grow this business, I'm not making as much as I made in corporate, and I now have a money plant. So I just want to be clear that there's so many other factors, and the money plant is not the thing that solves all your problems. I wish it did, because how easy would that be? And when I made that other video, I found out, I had never heard this in all of my training, that there's a Mexican money plant and a Chinese money plant. I've always seen the one, I'll throw up a picture, that has the 5 leaves. Like, maybe it's just more Western, maybe it's just it's more accessible to BTB, I'm not sure. But I had no idea that there even was another one. And I'm saying this, I'm being so honest with you, because I really want to just be clear that Feng Shui is so much more about the energy and intention, and not like the actual specific object, which is empowering, which is great, because sometimes we can't get our hands on some of this stuff. And the good news is you don't have to. Secret number 2, that might be very surprising to everybody who consumes all of the Feng Shui plant stuff. When I got trained in classical Feng Shui, so for the first 7 years, I was practicing BTB, I was teaching myself Feng Shui, and I was diving more into classical. But when I got formally trained, because I knew this was going to be my new career path and I was going to be helping other people, I got formally trained in classical Feng Shui with the Flying Star technique, and we did not learn about any plants. We only talked about bamboo for curing when different metal energies come into our space. Again, much more about the energy and the metal, and implementing wood. Bamboo, I do think, has certain properties to it, but technically we just needed wood. I've also taken Joey Yap, who's debatably like the head guy for all Chinese metaphysics, at least online, but he's written so many books and he has such an amazing YouTube channel. And I have taken his fully intensive, like, mecca of a Feng Shui course, because I just can't help myself. I love consuming and reading and learning, so I can distill it all for you guys and share what you need to know. And he didn't even talk about bamboo. He talked about 0 plants. He talked about, again, the wood element, but no specific plants. And if you'll notice, he has such a extensive YouTube channel, and not once do you see like, these are the lucky plants to use. Wood is important in balancing the 5 elements, obviously, because it's one of the 5 main elements. And so it's very important, especially like how our landscape is, because Feng Shui is about looking at the macro down to the micro. What is the landscape? What are the mountains and the water and the trees around us? And it ends up getting very micro of like, where is the wood element to balance the flying stars in your space? And for that, I've made a whole other video about where are the best directions. So go check out that video after this one. One of the questions that often came to my mind, and I know other people are asking, is, so if classical Feng Shui doesn't care about plants, and it's not that they don't care, it's just they don't care about like specific lucky, like they don't talk about wealth plants. If classical Feng Shui doesn't care about plants and BTB loves plants, so there's different kinds of Feng Shui schools, what's up? Like, where's this contradiction? Here's my findings and here's my thinking. I think plants are great for Feng Shui, obviously. I just talked about why. Because it brings in the energy of the wood element. It's like the easiest way to bring in the wood element along with like wood furniture. Second, I believe plants are so good for our feng shui and our space because it brings out a different side of us. Not only is feng shui about balancing the 5 elements, but it's about balancing yin and yang. And when we're caring for plants and we're watering them and we're trimming them and we're maintaining them, I mean, some people sing to their plants. It brings out that nurturing yin side in us, which is important for us to also have a balance of yin and yang, and our space should have a balance of yin and yang. So I believe plants are just helpful to our spirit in general. Secret number 3, you can have too many plants. I know, I said it, but just like you can have too much of any of the elements, you can have too much of the wood element. How can you tell? Well, if you're quick to anger and you have a lot of plants, that could be an indication of an overabundance of the wood element, because anger is associated with wood. How can you tell if you have too many plants? If you feel like you have a lot of creative ideas, you're coming up with a lot of ideas, you're feeling very creative, and you start all these projects and you never follow through, because wood is growth, it's creativity. And so if there's no follow through, then you don't have enough metal, likely. It's very complicated, so I don't want to say anything. I'm saying a lot of generic things, but every home is different. So you really look at how all this applies to your space. Do you have an overabundance of wood and a lack of metal? Could be. You maybe have too many plants if your personal energy number is 1 and you often feel drained or unmotivated, because in the elemental cycle, wood comes after water. So water is very giving and nurturing. And if you're giving so much of you, you're draining your own energy. Which leads me to secret or tip number 4. In my experience, different personal energy numbers react and experience and feel and can cope with plants differently. So in my experience, if you're personal energy number 3, 4, or 9, they do the best with plants. 3s and 4s, they are the wood element. If you don't know your personal energy number, click the link in my bio. And it's a quick free guide. Look up your birthday and there it'll tell you your personal energy number and element. But 3 and 4 are the wood. They're often the people I walk into their homes and they have a lot of wood, they have a lot of plants, they have a lot of teals and greens, and they love it. And it's just more of them, so it's not an issue. Then personal energy number 9 is fire. Wood fuels fire, so it's supportive to them. It's the element that boosts them. So it usually works out. But like I said, 1s, it's nice if you are a very go, go, go yang person to have that wood. It directs that energy. But if you're a personal energy number 1 and you're battling with health or just feeling drained in general, it's not very helpful to have so much that you're giving your energy to. And then a great video to check out, the earth people. Earth people don't do as well with wood because in the elemental cycle, they control each other, they clash. And a perfect example is a video I have with Christina Browning. I think it's called Feng Shui. I don't know what it's called. I'll put a picture here. But in there, we talk about this viney plant that she has. I show before and afters, and her husband, she is a wood element. He is an earth element. She loves the living room. She loves all the plants and the growth, but he was not loving their living room. He was having headaches, some other health things, and just feeling very, like, I think he said slow and lethargic. And you'll see in this before and after that she removed the viney plant and things shifted for him. So go listen to that testimonial. It's such a great before and after video to hear about how Feng Shui actually works, what she actually changed in her experience. Because I can tell you all day, but her video and also Jill Berger's video about Feng Shui for Business are great testimonials about what Feng Shui is actually like and how to use the energy. Frequently asked question number 6 and secret number 6. Can I have plants in the bedroom? It's just best not to. Plants disperse chi, give off chi, they're vibrant, they use it, they give it, just shakes it all up. And while you're in the bedroom, you're trying to restore your sleep and restore your health. And so it's a lot of activity when you're trying to be zen in the bedroom. Ultimately, I wanted to have this candid conversation with you because there's so much information on the internet. Like when I was DIYing 10 years ago and learning and reading, there was not this many options. There was not viral TikToks and Instagrams and shorts. It was like just blogs at the time, and YouTube, I think, was new-ish. Now you have these faceless channels and I'm like, are you just regurgitating information? Like, who are you? What's your experience? Who have you helped? Why should I be listening to you? What are the results you've created for other people? before I go and buy this plant and do this thing? Have you in fact seen a windfall of money with this salt cure, with this money plant, with this random red ribbon advice that you have? I know we would all love an easy fix. I would love it if I could just place a money plant in my money direction and be a millionaire tomorrow. But you know what? We get there, and the fun of it all, and what I want to share with you all, is that life is a journey, and my motto is to enjoy life's journey on the way to your money destinations. There is meaning behind everything you're learning. There's meaning behind all you're experiencing. It's so great that we don't get overnight successes and we don't get overnight windfalls of money, because we adapt and we grow and we learn along the way. And I think that's fantastic. And Feng Shui helps you manifest more and be more present and aware and use the energy in your space and appreciate your present day, appreciate your surroundings, appreciate every single belonging you have, which is why it's such a beautiful tool, energy tool, and I use it as like a personal development tool. And like I said in the beginning, I am the first to admit that I do not know everything. I'm only sharing the experiences now, and I'm sure in 20 years when I'm still talking to you here on this YouTube channel, I will have even more information and more findings. If you have findings and experiences, like, I want to hear about the money plant. I want to hear about your experiences with these different blogs and how Feng Shui has worked out for you, because there's so much that we can learn from each other and each other's experiences as well. So tell me about all your Feng Shui wins, your Feng Shui confusions in the comments below, and let's create amazing lives where we just are loving the journey on the way to our money destinations. Thank you for being here. Like this video if you learned just a little bit. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're ready to create a life that you love the journey of, and I'll see you in the next one.